Dear friends, welcome. My name is Daniel and here we are back on my channel again analyzing the Bitcoin chart. We have seen quite the interesting move yesterday. So what did we have yesterday on the charts? We were basically in this range here. Yesterday during the night we first saw a rise here, swing failure patterned this high, yes, which made me already a little bit more cautious, because in the end I was still long and expected higher, but that we have seen this swing failure pattern inside of this inside this support resistance area. So first this held here as support and we had more support up there, but in the end this here turned into resistance. Then we came back down below the CC or 618 pip, a little bit below here, and then consolidated for the rest of the day. Once I saw this drop here, I thought maybe it's time to short. Then we saw this bounce from the value area low. This was also the value area low from this bigger range here, starting with October the 2nd. This was also the value area low here, but then we saw the price having a bounce here and in the end rejecting from the golden pocket once again as resistance. Now we came back down, had a really long period of sideways and choppy price action here, so a lot of wicks to the up and downside. This then made me even more cautious because, well, I don't really like these highs, but to be honest I also don't really like these lows, and so I stayed in my short for the moment. Then over the evening we had another small bounce here into the 382 and local point of control here. This held as resistance, and today during the night we saw another bigger dump to the downside, taking out this low here. And where did the dump end? Well, we had this low from this huge first dump and then pump to the upside. We had this low here, which was also swing failure patterned here the first time, and then we took this low out a second time, swing failure pattern this again, and then came back up at a small range here built, which ended perfectly in the golden pocket once again. We didn't just swing failure pattern this old low here, but also we had another low, this right here, which was also swing failure patterned. We also took this out with a fake out. And this low here held. This was not taken out. So we had basically a double swing failure pattern here. And today during the morning we were having this sideways range here, which now broke out to the upside. Furthermore, this was also, like I already told you in the last video, this was the golden pocket from this low to this high. And also if I pull a fixed range starting from this range here on September 28th, and pull this up to around there, we can see that the point of control, local point of control of this range was also in that area. Also in last video I told you that I don't really think that this is a massive support, and should we lose these lows here, this value area high, value area low, sorry, should we lose this as support, we would come down lower. This was the first target, first support, and then we had more support down lower, which at that time I thought was more likely that we are gonna hit that when we dump. But today so far this has held. It was a support, in my opinion not the strongest, but the fact that we came back below this low here and had this really nice fake out, and then range and then broke back up to the upside. This made me a little bit more bullish, and so I thought this support is probably gonna hold. What happened now? We saw a little rise to the upside. This Fibonacci from this top from yesterday pulled down to the low, we are around the 382, the 618 is around this point of control here. Let's remove these old levels here, they are not important anymore. This is also the more local golden pocket from this low here, pulled down to this low, and so this is a small resistance area for now. This is also, like I said, we have spent a lot of time yesterday here around this value area low, trying to hold it. So this was a big support, and right now it was for now flipped to resistance. So now these are our next levels. We have here the first resistance, here the second resistance, and up there around this area here, if I pull another fib from this top here to the bottom, we can see the CC is perfectly also in this area. This is then the third big resistance. Should we come down lower here again to test this area, this would be then a little bit more bearish again, because of the simple fact that if we fake out a low, we shouldn't really come down again there to test it, because then the liquidity is already taken, and there is not so much liquidity left anymore to take it out a second time. So coming down here again into this 27k area would be a little bit more bearish. Of course, we can like for example take out these lows here and then go back up again, or even take out this low here and then rise. That would be still possible. I just don't like it, but it could happen nonetheless. Another scenario is that this resistance here is holding, that we are just gonna build like we have for the past days here: lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and now another potential lower high. If this stays intact, well, then we can definitely look for lower targets. And then I think the next big support we would come down to would be from this low to this high. The 382, we are at that level right now, so potential support, but for now not yet confirmed. And we have the 618 here lower, and if I pull another fixed range starting from this range here to where we are right now, we have this point of control here. So 26,500 to 26k would be then the next support, should this low which we made today morning not hold. Then we would come down lower here, and if this doesn't hold, then it looks very, very bearish, and we can have another massive drop back down to 23k. But for now, let's not spook you all. We are still potentially bullish here, and it is also possible that we are just having a range here, we then reclaim this and go back up to the upside. I think this is just as likely as the downside scenario. Why? Because we have, with all of these lower highs here, a lot of liquidity to potentially take out. Like I said, we have the 618 here in this region, and it could be that we see a massive squeeze to the upside. For me, at least, I want to see this target here. If the price is strong enough, then we can even push higher back up to this level here and this level, so 28 to 29k, which is, to be honest, a plan I've had for a long time. Like I said, I was bullish here during the whole time. Just yesterday, when we lost this value area low here and this point of control here didn't seem to hold, I thought, okay, maybe it's trying to go lower first and then potentially higher. So yesterday I was in a short from around 27,400, and today, once I saw this fake out here happening, I closed the short and opened a long. I don't know yet if this was a good decision. Maybe we are just rejecting here and then heading back lower. Then I of course could have held my short open and my long would get in a loss. But that's just trading. I don't know what is going to happen. I can only be sure of the possible scenarios that could happen. I can't tell you 100% what's going to happen, but as my short was from here and not from up there, this was a risky short. And so I decided to quickly close it before it turns into a loss. If I make this invisible here and go on a higher time frame, we can also see that we had a lot of wicks here to the upside, which is for me always an indication that that price maybe comes up there again to take all of this liquidity out here. We had this crazy wick to the downside, which was now filled with a swing with a fake out. That is another reason why I closed my short. Also, I don't like these big wicks up there, so for me it could be pretty likely that if price comes back inside of this value area low here again, that we will see a massive squeeze to the upside. And if this scenario happens, I just don't want to be my short anymore. So yeah, that's the reason I closed it and open a long. Of course, this long could also turn into a loss, but that's just how it is. Then I will close this long for small loss and see what happens next, because patience is extremely important in this trading game. And if you don't have the patience, if you aren't sure of all the possible scenarios that could happen, you will lose money 100%. So even if you took a loss, that's fine. Adapt to the market, close your trade, evaluate what's the most likely scenario, and then either take the opposite trade or just stay out of the market for now, and then come back later with a fresh mindset, and then you can potentially take the next trade. Another thing I want to show you guys here is the ES, so the futures of the S&P 500 index. And we have basically this range here. First we were at the lows and we pushed to the value area high. On Monday we have retested this point of control here, which then held. And after that we saw a push to the upside here where these highs are, and on Tuesday, yesterday, we have seen another breakout to the upside here on the ES. If I pull a fib from the top to the bottom here, okay, this is too high, so we can also pull this from this lower low. And here we can see that price basically yesterday came perfectly into the 6.6, also taking out this high here. This is basically the range high. We took this out, had a small retracement. If I pull the fixed range locally here, this is also basically the point of control. And yesterday we came above, retested this point of control, and right now we are also slightly above this point of control here. And for now this still looks bullish. So we are at the big resistance area here for the ES. Locally it still looks strong, and as if it wants to push higher. If I zoom out more, if price shouldn't reject here where the range high and around the CC from this top to the bottom here is, if the price shouldn't reject there, we have seen very big red candles here, and the price has the potential, if it enters into this area here, that we will see another big push and fast push to the upside to fill all of these inefficiencies. This would be also a big macro bullish sign of strength, because we would have also bounced from the 6.6 of this low here. And if I pull another fib from this low here to the high, this is around the 382, so a little bit lower, but okay. Most important is this golden pocket from this low here. Then we would have bounced there, reclaimed this low from the August 18th. We would have reclaimed this, and now we have the potential to see another rotation back to the upside, and then we also wouldn't be far away from the all-time highs on the ES. Let's take a look at the dollar. Here we started to see a little retracement to the downside, and right now here going more or less sideways. Yes, we could see a little bit more upside here, which would be bearish. Yes, we could also see a little bit more downside for me this is here not clear which direction this wants to go, and so until then this is just sideways here for me, and not bullish, not bearish. Yeah, I don't really trade this. I look at it from time to time. Also the ES. Yesterday the stock market has also seen a big push to the upside, while Bitcoin was going down, and so I thought, okay, maybe today the Bitcoin price is going to follow up these stocks, and yeah, that we then see another rise to the upside. Locally, we can also see on the Bitcoin price here that we had that this resistance area for now held, and that we have seen a little push to the downside here, but we are still here above the golden pocket locally, and also this old low here is for now still holding. It is possible that we come down lower or even take out this low here one more time. If this is the case, I will evaluate if this is more bullish or more bearish, and if we see more bearish price action, I will definitely close my long in a small loss. This would be the first loss since a long time for me, but it is what it is, so yeah, let's see. Okay, thank you guys all for watching. That's me signing out. If you have interest in my Discord group, this is completely free. I'm posting here updates about Bitcoin, the DXY, the ES every day in real time, because you know it takes some time to make these videos and upload them to YouTube. So if you want frequent and always live updates about the current markets, join my free Discord group, links in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.